Water on the floor in the furnace room can be an alarming find for homeowners, but it isn't all that uncommon. First, make sure the water is actually coming from the furnace. Most utility rooms have water heaters, water softeners, and plumbing fixtures nearby. Water will drain to the lowest point and might look like it's coming from the furnace when it's actually coming from something else. If the water is indeed coming from the furnace, here are 8 reasons why. 1. Clogged drain fitting. High-efficient furnaces produce condensate. These furnaces have a drain that allows wastewater to be removed. If the drain fitting gets clogged with debris, the water will back up and leak out of the furnace. Alternatively, if the drain uses a flexible line and it gets moved, either during construction or cleaning, the drain can back up if it was not reattached correctly. Most homeowners can fix a clogged drain themselves if they know what to look for. Most HVAC technicians will disconnect the hose from the collector box and blow it out with their mouth. However, you use a wet-dry shop vac on the end of the drain line to clear it out as well. 2. Cracked collector box. In a high-efficient furnace, the collector box is where the condensate goes before it drains out of the furnace. While definitely not a common failure, the collector box can crack and cause condensate to drain through the furnace and onto the floor. This is something that an HVAC technician will need to repair. Several parts must be removed to access and replace the collector box. For a licensed technician, this isn't a difficult job, but should not be attempted by a homeowner without previous training in HVAC. Click the link in the description if you need to find local HVAC contractors. 3. Cracked or failed condensate pump. If your furnace drain utilizes a condensate pump to remove wastewater, that's the first place you should look. Condensate pumps have a typical lifespan of around 20 years, but they can still malfunction. These pumps need to be cleaned regularly so they don't get clogged up with debris. An overflowing condensate pump might just be in need of a good cleaning. If the pump is leaking but not overflowing, you should check the case for cracks and examine the drain fitting to the smaller hose. Drain fittings can become brittle over time and break off. Take a look at the hose clamp as well. If it loosened up, you'll see quite a bit of water on the floor. Most people can replace a condensate pump on their own, but you should be sure that the pump is, in fact, the problem before you replace it. The condensate pump needs power to operate. If you have a pump that plugs into a wall outlet, you can replace it yourself. If you have one that is hardwired to your furnace, you should let an HVAC tech take care of it. 4. Dirty air filter. If your furnace is leaking water while the air conditioner is running, the problem is most likely with your AC. A dirty filter can cause enough air restriction to cause the AC system to freeze up. If you've ever had an AC freeze up, you might notice a buildup of ice on the line set on the outdoor unit or leading to the evaporator coil. The evaporator coil sits just above your furnace. Any ice that is built up on the coil melts and then runs straight down into the furnace. So it looks like the furnace is leaking water when it's really the air conditioner. This is easily solved by changing your furnace filter. There are a few other AC issues that can cause a unit to freeze up, but always start with the easiest solution first. If the filter is clean and allows for adequate airflow, then you can start looking at other causes. 5. Dirty condenser. Like a dirty filter, a dirty AC condenser will create significant air restriction within the system and the unit will freeze up. AC condensers can get plugged up with airborne dirt, dander, grass clippings, and cottonwood seed. If the condenser gets too dirty, it will be unable to cool itself. Luckily, this is something that's easy to remedy. All you need is a garden hose and a spray nozzle. Simply take the hose and rinse out the debris from the air conditioner, and that's it. Be sure your AC unit is clear of any tall grasses and bushes nearby, as these can also create air restriction around the coils if they don't have room to breathe. 6. AC coolant leak. If your AC is low on coolant, it will freeze up. This happens because the pressure drops and allows the gas to expand rapidly, which creates a cooling effect. It's very similar to how a can of compressed air or hairspray gets cold as you spray it. Essentially what happens is that the AC coils get too cold and cannot be regulated, so they freeze. A frozen air conditioner can put a lot of water on the floor in the furnace room. If your AC is freezing up, turn the air conditioner to off and turn the fan setting to on. This will help it melt away faster and dry some of the moisture. You will still likely need to put towels down to soak up the excess water. If you really want to melt your AC fast, you can turn the heat on. However, most ACs fail during hot weather, and this isn't a popular option among homeowners. After the ice in your AC has melted, you should call an HVAC tech to come out and take a look. Finding and repairing a coolant leak is best left to the professionals. 7. Failing parts. There are a couple of parts that can make an AC freeze up. A weak or failing compressor can make the AC freeze, as well as a failing furnace fan. The compressor is the heart of the AC system. It is the pump that circulates coolant between the indoor and outdoor unit. If the compressor starts to fail, it will be unable to regulate the coolant pressures, and the system will begin to freeze. A compressor replacement is a time-consuming and expensive endeavor. If your AC's compressor has failed, it is most likely a better choice to invest in an entirely new unit. A failing furnace fan can act like a dirty filter, not allowing the AC system adequate airflow. Furnace fans or blower motors can be easily replaced by an HVAC tech. 8. Humidifier problems. If your HVAC system is equipped with a humidifier, be sure to check the pad. The water on the floor might not be coming from the furnace at all. A humidifier pad in need of replacement will often leak water. In most cases, this water will pool on the floor near the furnace. You can check your humidifier pad by removing the front cover. It should have a honeycomb texture. If the pad has visible corrosion or deterioration, you know it's time to replace. It's recommended to change the humidifier pad every 2 to 3 months, depending on usage.
We also have a free cheat sheet with 28 tricks that can help you save on your electricity, heating, or cooling bill each month. Click the link in the description to download.